Okay, we're back with another episode, and today we're going to talk about money. Here's a story. When George Lucas was making Star Wars, he passed up $500,000 in director's fee in order to keep licensing and merchandising rights for himself. No one understood it at the time, but the bet paid off tenfold. It made Mr. Lucas very rich. In this episode, we're going to talk about what can make you rich. So stay tuned. Okay, I hope the intro intrigued you, and it was not hyperbole. I am going to tell you how you're going to set up an e-commerce free and what you can sell. We're talking about multiplying your income, and I'll tell you why exactly. The reason most people want to be solopreneurs or entrepreneurs is because they want to be financially free. Not everyone can give up the day jobs. So what we're talking about today, is a simple and a must-do thing because it protects your income. Much like you diversified when you're investing in stocks, this is diversifying your income. What you're going to learn is how to set up an e-com store, how to pick a product, how to connect everything, how to make a description, and then how to begin selling it on your wonderful WordPress website. And yes, you heard me right. If you have a WordPress website, all of the things that we're going to talk about today are absolutely 100% free. Now, why? Why would you do this? Like I said, 1, reduce the risk. 2, maybe you have an impulsive buyer. Imagine yourself. Let's say you're a consultant and you're writing blogs. And those blogs are so phenomenal that people reading them really feel the passion that you're sharing, and they say, hey, I want to reward this creator. Oh, he has a baseball cap for sale. I'm going to buy that. I really like it. You might have fans. You might have loyal fans. You have an Instagram following, and some of the things that you wear or the cup that you hold in your hand. Speaking of cups and mugs, that's exactly what I'm going to be using as an example in this video. But let's say every time you appear in an Instagram reel or a post, you hold a special certain mug. Maybe I like your post so much that I would like to have a mug just like that. Give your subscribers, give your followers the ability to do that. Don't hold it back. Now, this is not your main income stream. This is not how you make the majority of your money, but this is still something that can have an additional trickle effect. Technically, this is for anyone. If you have online presence, why wouldn't you sell merchandise? Why wouldn't you make your brand stand out even more? In fact, if you have built a loyal following, and if you do have a brand, whether a personal brand or a brand for a company, people like that. So you get my point. Let's see how it's done. Well, we'll start off in WordPress, and we need to install one of the most popular plugins for e-commerce, which is called WooCommerce. I'm sure you've heard of it. First couple of steps are going to take us through setting the product up. Now, this one is funny. It actually asks me to create a product. What if I'm not ready for it? Anyway, we'll create a dummy product. Next, we're going to set up payments. If you don't have any processor, WooCommerce provides WooCommerce payments. There's absolutely nothing wrong with WooCommerce payments, only they take a higher fee. Next one, we're going to set up a tax. I'm in Canada. Every single province in Canada has its own taxation. So I just downloaded the table and I'm going to upload it into the platform. WooCommerce does have a solution when they do automatic taxation. So maybe if you're in Europe, that'll work for you. You have to download Jetpack. And Jetpack is a great piece of software. They just spam you with a lot of promotions and trying to upsell you to a higher package. So I don't want to download it. My taxes are set. I'm going to add my shipping costs. And at first I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to do flat free shipping in Canada and then $10 everywhere else. That's before I did the math on the cost of my product. Speaking of my product, what am I about to sell? I am about to sell a mug. And this, as I mentioned in the beginning, is going to be one of my revenue streams, which is not very big. In fact, it might not even be anything. but I'm going to create the opportunity for people to buy from me. And I don't want to ship. I don't want to have inventory, which is why we're on Printify. It's a print-on-demand business, which allows you to create a store and then connect it right to your WooCommerce. Only thing you have to do is just type in your web address, and it's all connected. What we're going to do on Printify is we're going to take a ceramic mug, create a design for it, and then publish it right to our WooCommerce store on WordPress website. Remember, I'm all about automation. I want everything to work without me overseeing it. So here we are. Let me take a look at suppliers from Canada, United States. Well, this one says it's a bestseller, so why wouldn't I pick this one? Let's click on this and let's see the parameters. Okay, specifically, I am interested. This is the cost, and then I'm interested in shipping. Trusty Excel to the rescue, because I'm going to create a table that's going to calculate what is going to be my cost, plus my shipping, plus the tax that they're going to charge me because I'm in Canada, and then conversion to Canadian dollars, which unfortunately is ridiculously disadvantageous right now, will get me to the total cost. Then I'll need to figure out my price, and that will essentially show me how much I can sell it for without losing any money. Now, I get it. No one's going to buy a mug just because they landed on my website. But perhaps somebody's going to be inspired by a piece of content, or maybe our relationship has flourished that they want to say thank you, and instead of buying me a coffee, they buy a mug. Okay, I'm going to do some calculations because I want to make sure that I include everything. One thing I don't know is, remember, I didn't want to go with WooCommerce payments because they're very expensive. So I have an account with Stripe, and they're going to be processing my payments. On their website, right here at the bottom, holy moly, scrolling, is where you'll find their pricing detail. And you'll find that this is a much lower rate than WooCommerce payments would have charged you. So for my retail price, I need to add that transaction fee, which is 2.9% plus 30 cents for every transaction. Now, I'm making a mistake here because that number is going to be added to the retail price, which is in Canadian dollars. But I've only realized it now that I'm narrating. Okay, I quickly realized that the shipping cost outside of the US for this mug is prohibitive, so I added back in shipping $10 flat everywhere I go, and now I've landed on my price. How about we actually design the mug? So you go here, you look at this number. This is specifically telling you what is the minimum size of your image. Let's jump into our favorite Canva and plug in, what are those numbers? 2475, okay, by... what is it? 1155. Okay, that's going to be the size of my image. And now the only thing that's limiting you is your own imagination. Now, I want to have this very simple. This is just going to say solopreneur and give a funny definition. I couldn't come up with a funny definition myself. I don't think I'm funny, but my trusty Claude, which is an AI assistant similar to ChatGPT, gave me something that I thought was actually kind of cute. So solopreneur is someone who works 80 hours to avoid working 40 hours for somebody else. That's the truth. I'm going to upload that image. It's high resolution. You'll see it there. See, high resolution. That's what we want to see. We want the print to be crisp. Let's take a look at what this is going to feel like. Okay, it looks pretty amazing. You can see sitting across from somebody with a mug like that. I am going to get one for myself. Beauty of Printify, it already comes with a description, a couple of photos, which you may or may not want to use. It comes with variants. If your product has variants, it comes with, like I said, a description, and then you just publish it. See? And now it's published on my website. Let's go over back to WordPress. And there it is. Let's see, check it out. See, the description popped in there. There's the cover image, which I don't like and I'm going to change. But right now what I need to do is I need to switch this from a variable product because there are no variations on this one. And I want to make sure that I include my price, which is going to be $17.99 Canadian. Whew. That is one heck of a mug, I tell ya. But come on, this content is priceless. Now, we need to integrate this product from WooCommerce into our website. For that, I need to create a page for the actual shop, and then a couple of technical pages which need to be there, which is my account where anyone can manage their orders, shopping cart, and the checkout. All of those are necessary when you're starting to deal with e-commerce. Lucky WooCommerce is perfectly designed for beginners like yourself. Voila! We have a store! Look at this! Thrive Themes, again, to the rescue. I'm going to be polishing up the store. And now that we have a product, I'm just going to grab this blog post that I've created, and right where closer to the end, assuming people read all the way through it, I'm just going to say, hey, would you like to buy a mug? It's a pretty cool mug. Very snarky statement about solopreneurs. Okay, that's a bad joke. This is fully responsive, as you can see, and I have fixed that gap on the right-hand side, which I didn't quite like. And I'm also given, this is all built into Thrive Themes. These are the looks and feel that you can choose for laying out products on your store. Now, I like this a lot, but I'm going to just change a couple of things. I don't need pagination. I don't need that sorting. This is all just too much. So the logical thing to do is uncheck all of those. Let's see. I need to, okay. You can't see the price, so I'll need to change the color of the font of the price. And I also want to have a statement saying, I'm not just selling this for the sake of selling it. I'm not an e-commerce store, but this is something that helps me pay for all of the expenses associated with my blog and creating additional content. So people decide to buy a mug from me, I'm going to be very happy. And you saw in my calculations, that only makes about $2 Canadian. I want to check both mobile view, tablet view, desktop view to make sure that everyone is going to have a good experience. And let's see how this looks. We've installed WooCommerce, we linked Printify, we created a product, and now we're ready to sell it. Whoa, that was a whirlwind. Obviously, the video is edited. Not everything went in smoothly. There are a bunch of forms you need to fill out in order to set up your accounts. But everything you've seen took me less than 2 hours from start to finish. I knew what I was doing, and now you do too. So please, take that step. Set this up, even if you don't have a following. Just have it in your back pocket. It's free, and it can bring you much needed revenue. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next one.